Using only the fabric that exists already in my stash, I will be creating a Mary Sanderson doll. So here's what we're going to do. Get a base pattern for a doll body and construct the base. Figure out some hair for her. Design and sew up some clothes for her. And finally, find the book, brew the potion, suck the lives out of the children of Salem before sunrise, or it's curtains. Sound good? Winnie? Let's break down Mary's costume. We start with an orange blouse with a really cool scalloped beaded neckline, and on top of that is a red lace-up bodice with circle details. She has a full skirt with a black, gray, and red gingham pattern. I'm sorry that I used dark blue instead of black. I just reached for the wrong marker and then I just committed. She also has a scraggly purple apron that's pretty mysterious. And of course, her hair is a curly black beehive with purple highlights and a distinct wavy swoop. Now, we search our scraps. I have this like amazing chenille. Maybe this could be her shirt. This looks extremely 90s and witchy, does it not? In all of my scraps, I did not have a single pale flesh toned fabric. So we had to go the old-fashioned route and tea stain some white fabric that I had. Excuse me. Hello. Do you mind if I take a dip? Pardon me. Mind me. Oh! Even if it's just a couple shades darker than white, I think that'll be perfectly fine. Now let's figure out how to make the pattern. I went to Etsy and I just searched doll patterns. Luckily, I found a pattern that was really, really easy to use. I'm so grateful to this creator. But at this point, our tea bath is ready, so let's go check on our fabric. Flesh. This is wonderful. Yay! And it's tea scented. So now I'm gonna put this in water and vinegar to set the color. And then we have this amazing flesh tone. Oh my God. I am a pioneer woman. Editing, Katie, will you write a song, a pioneering theme song for me? The sun and the moon, they had a child who was only at home in the western wild. A cactus was her cozy slipper, and scoundrels called her Jackie the Ripper. Pioneer, she's a pioneer woman at home in the wild. Vinegar smells so bad. Ugh, ew, and I keep dropping it. Pioneer, if the rains and the plains had a child. Welcome to the next day. I've already dyed the skin for her skin tone, and right now I'm dyeing a gingham pattern for her skirt. I'm really nervous for some reason. I haven't made a doll in a really long time. I've made lots of clothes, but for some reason making a doll and following a pattern for a doll feels more intimidating. I think it's because making dolls is really deceptively simple. You're just like, and then for some reason when you stuff it, it's just like very different. Oh, I'm a pioneer woman. I can do anything. If the rains and the plains had a child. All of the shapes recommended by the pattern have been cut out. I ironed on fusible interfacing to give them some more structure and stiffness. Now it's time to transition into sewing mode. I think this is a decorative hoop, but we're gonna put her to work. Look how far I've gotten. Dee-doo-dee-doo-dee. Oh, it's also raining quite hard. So my mission today will be to make her hair. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that, but I'm only using stuff in my stash, and I have this yarn that has this purple blue section to it. I tried hard to make her head a correct circle, but it is a little askew. But honestly, I think that makes sense for Mary, because she's, you know. There's a chance I went a little overboard. I mean, you can't deny it looks awesome. There is, you know, a surprising element. So I'm trying to think about how I can create this shape. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so we're trying to create a very specific shape. This like wave. I have a ton of hair to work with, obviously. The first thing I'm gonna try is aluminum foil in there. It's proportionally very, you know, exaggerated, but yeah, this is just too much. Okay, so now we know our upper limit, and that's helpful. I think I'm gonna have to give her a haircut. But her hair is so fun. It's time for a salon montage. So what are we thinking today? Oh, okay. A woman who cuts her hair is about to change her life. Welcome to the new you. So I tried a few styles with her shorter hair, but nothing was really getting close to the look, and my goal was to do something not permanent. I wanted to be able to take her hair down, but ultimately I hit a wall and I had to call in backup. Hello. Let me show you what's going on. So I talked to my friend Olivia, who has a lot of experience doing theatrical wig styling, and she really gave me the piece of advice that changed it for me.
When you're working with like a bunch of synthetic hair and you're trying to get it in a crazy hairstyle, you don't have to kind of subscribe to just hairstyling tactics.
We're gonna do some hair today, and then it's gonna be done. I don't want to hear it. We're finishing the hair. You're gonna love it. Once I resigned myself to the fact that this was going to be a permanent hairstyle, everything started coming together. Okay, now we have a base. From here, I want to make little bloomer underwear for Miss Mary. I also want to prep her skirt fabric by adding the little, I think like red stripe in there. She looks like one of the dolls that you could like pull a ripcord and they would like. Did you see I added a butt crack? Let's do it. So we're gonna make a circle skirt, which means we need to take her little waist measurement about where we want the skirt to land. It's about 6 3/4. I got this because I guessed it on the Gals and Goblins live show, and I didn't want to have to do math on the spot on stage for my roles. There's a formula you can use to draft any circle skirt of any size. I wanted to use my calculator, so I did it the old-fashioned way, but if you are interested in this and it feels intimidating, you can also plug it into a website where you just have to have the measurements and they'll do it for you. To create a pattern for the bloomers, I googled a basic pants shape. I'm super glad I had a serger because this fabric is dandelion mist. Magically, it came out okay. For some reason, deciding to add a waistband to this though, shortened my life, maybe significantly. Then I accidentally jammed my new sewing machine, so I had to take it super apart. But it's good every time that happens because you get to know your machine better, and I just wish there was a learning that wasn't hard and came from mistakes. These are fascinating. It's the most delicate fabric I have ever worked with. This little waistband is the greatest texture in the world. I also produce a wee skirt with a wee waistband. Oh no lads, she's getting to me. She's speaking in my wee brain. I spent too long making her clothes, and every additional stitch stitches us closer and closer together. It is a new day, and I am American again. I went looking for a glue stick, and I found my prop cigar. Don't talk to me if you got nothing to say, boy. Let's make a witch shirt, okay? Our new pattern paper. Also, in an effort to fit the shirt nicer to her, I pleated the sleeves and took out some bulk in the back by making an opening. I'm gluing a snap onto the shirt so that it can come comfortably on and off. And while I had the cheapest hot glue gun in the world out, I decided, what the hell, I've got some trim laying around. Let's make this the frilliest skirt Mary Sanderson could have ever dreamed of. There's always a partner project when you hit something that you don't expect to be difficult that ends up being the most difficult, and vice versa. Now is the time for the most difficult. Drafting the bodice. This was such a So I decided to do a red exterior and a polka dot interior lining, which I had to cut out twice because the first ones didn't fit her right, despite my mock-ups. And my plan was to sew them together right sides facing each other and then pull them inside and out like I had done with big adult human clothes before, but I did not have the tools to turn out such incredibly tiny, bulky seams. It actually turns out the right tools are literally surgical forceps. It kind of broke me. Here, you can see the moment when it breaks me. There. And I had to start over yet again. I had to do quite a bit of wrestling off camera with this bodice to make it fit, but in the end, it worked out. Hand sewed the eyelets, added beading to the neckline, and Mary was ready. I did it! I can't believe how much I love this thing. I learned new skills. I got to try things a bunch of times. She's not perfect, but it really doesn't matter. I'm so happy. There's something so satisfying about making something so textured and layered. Oh my gosh. Just looking at her makes me happy. I kind of want to make the entire cast. I want to make like the dirt bags. It would be a lot easier if you want to make a doll like this to make clothes that aren't removable. Apparently that's the skinny in the doll world, is clothes that are like sewn on or painted on is much easier. But one of the best parts of having a doll with cute clothes is being able to like dress and then undress and then dress and then undress. It's just like fun. If you like what you saw and you want me to do more useless crafts, more joy-inducing crafts, then don't forget to subscribe. I have no plans to become more serious or normal. Okay, catch you later. Bye.